I am Martí Cifuentes, and this is the coach's voice. Today I will be talking about attacking principles on how to beat a mid-block. It's important in our way of playing because we want to be a dominant team, a team that tries to play attacking football, and we face a lot of teams that are not easy to beat in this mid-block, so we need to have the right dynamics in that moment of the game. First of all, I think that tactics is about the players, and in that sense, I try to adapt always to the skills of the players that I have in my team. And second, perhaps the most important thing in football, in my opinion, is the time. Time give us space to play, give us the quality to execute at high level. So that's why I always look for finding the right positioning in the pitch for my players, and that can depend on how the opponent will set their structure. And not only their structure, but their behaviors. So it's not the same to play, for instance, here. It's a mid-block set in a 4-5-1, but it can change a lot. We have seen over the last years many times Liverpool, for instance, has been a team that pressing in that way was starting their press with the wingers jumping into the centre halves, which that requires some kind of solution to beat that kind of pressure, using a lot the third man, using a lot the 8s and 10s, what we call the attacking midfielders, to make sure that how we create this superiority. But we can face mid-blocks where basically their approach can be different. It might be that the ones starting the pressure is the striker, cutting in one side of the pitch, and then is the wingers or even the attacking midfielders, the ones trying to lock the space. But said that, out of the behaviors of the position, we always try to set the team, at least that's my preferred way to set, in a 4-3-3, where usually the fullbacks could be a little bit more narrow in order to open a space. We really want to stretch the pitch, both in terms of full width, especially with the wingers, and then as well to create this space, this time for our players, to use a lot the striker to pin the backline, to make sure that we stretch the pitch in the depth as much as we can. That hopefully will allow the attacking midfielders to have more time and more space. Second good principle for us is the ball tempo. So basically the pace on how we move the ball from one side to the pitch to the other one, because that's the way to create gaps. Many times what we want to do is to move the ball quick to one side of the pitch to create this shuffle from the position. And now when we are in this situation, what we want is to switch the game as quick as possible to the other side of the pitch in order to accelerate. So we attack with one idea, that is to overload one side of the pitch and then accelerate into the other one. This is a concept that we call the strong to weak. Another principle out of the ball tempo is as well very important for us, the counter movements. So I think that a good way to beat, for instance, a mid-block is to use a lot the second line movements. Sometimes when the striker is spinning, he needs to be aware that there is situations where he can drop in order to create the jump of the center halves, and that creates an opportunity for especially the attacking midfielders, but that can create gaps through the lines that we need to use. Another aspect that is very important for us, at the end, usually we want to make sure that the players are in their best situations, in the best positions, and that's why we want wingers that are in full width and create a lot of 1v1 situations where we know that they have big possibilities or good probabilities to beat the defender. But at the same time, in order to create those situations, we use what we call the side rotations, the white triangles. So the relation between the fullback, the attacking midfielder, and the winger in each side of the pitch is very important for us, because especially when the ball is on this side of the pitch, if this player now is opening his leg and trying to face the game to the other side, this is a good trigger for us, for these three players, to create a rotation. That can be both fullback stretching, the winger coming inside, and then the attacking midfielder dropping. What is important for us...
Not all instant withdrawals are the same. Xness, the fastest withdrawals in the market.
I'm only in my 20s, but I already have savings for a car and my own house. Let me tell you the secret. This is all...
Important for us is that one is what we call in the base of the